Hey, if you're like me, there are a number of things that probably stand between you and creating your content. Today, we're going to talk about 4 of what I think are the most prevalent reasons and some of the ways to kind of get around them, work through them, and get out there and make your content. So let's get into it. Hey there everybody, this is Mike, this is Hollyland M-1 Media, and today we are outside using the little Canon V10. 2 reasons really why I want to use the V10 today. One is because I want to test that improved image stabilization from the most recent firmware update. And number 2, I want to put this camera through its paces and really determine if it is designed for vlogging. All right, so today's topic. There are a number of things that stand between a content creator and getting that content created. And today I've come up with what I think are 4 of probably the most prevalent reasons that we don't get out there and make the content that we want to be making. So let's start with number 1, thinking you're not ready. And I don't know if there's a book or if there's a guide that says, if you check these boxes, then you're ready to make content. So, like you've heard so many other people say before, you need to start before you're ready. Because in my experience, pressing record and recording those early videos are what really taught me the things that I'm doing right, the things that I'm doing wrong, things that I need to improve on. And so that is really fundamental. So in my opinion, and the opinion of a lot of other established content creators, you really do need to start before you're ready. Now, number 2 has to do with gear. There are a lot of us that think that I don't have the right gear to get started. I don't have the right camera, the right microphone, or the right lights. And so I can't start until I get those things. Well, if you're like me, I've chased those things for years and it doesn't make a difference really. You can start with your phone. You can start with a very entry-level vlogging camera like the one I'm using now. The gear really isn't the determining factor as to whether or not you should start making your content. Really, it is the content itself. And there's a flip side to that. Again, if you're like me and you've been chasing gear for years, you get to a point where you have multiple cameras. And the fact that you've got so much gear can also be a hindrance to creating your content. And now it's, which one do I use? Which is the best camera for this? What about this light? And you get so bogged down with those decisions that you don't make content. Even though you have the gear, you still don't make the content. So, number 2 would be gear. Either you think you don't have enough, or in my case, you have too much. And so to prevent that, start with what you've got, become comfortable with it, focus more on your content, and then progress from there. As you learn what things you need, go out and buy those things. Don't just buy them in the hopes that they make your content better. Now, number 3, ideas. Some people will say that I don't have any ideas, or that when I sit down, I draw a blank. Well, what I've learned to do is to take a notepad with me wherever I go. Because if you're the kind of person who wants to create content, you're probably a creative person. You probably have all kinds of ideas. It's just those ideas seem to dissipate when you sit down with your camera and you're ready to create a video. So what I would recommend, take a little journal with you, a little notebook. And when these ideas come up, jot them down so that you have them ready and waiting when you're ready to make your content. Now, there's a second tool that I like to use, and it's not cheating, but it is going out on YouTube and finding what other videos and ideas and things that are out there that people are gravitating to, and find out what people are looking at, what viewers are searching out the most. It's not to say you need to go out and copy those things. You can put a spin on it, tweak it a little bit, make it your own. But find those things that other people are wanting to see, and that's a great place to start if you're coming up with a little writer's block for your content. Now, number 4 is time. We'll all say, I don't have time to sit down and make content. And what I've learned is that if anything is important, you will make time for it. So it's imperative that you sit down and that you block out time in your schedule, whether weekly, bi-weekly, and set up enough time for the planning phase, for the recording phase, and then the editing phase. So again, if it's important to you, you'll make time. So creating your content shouldn't be any different. Block out time in your schedule to get it done. Hey, that's what I got for you today. Just 4 quick things, hoping that helps you push through and get out there and start making the content that you want to make. Because you know what? As people who, I speak for people who like watching YouTube, we want to see it. So get out there and make it. Hey, that's all I got. This is Mike, this is Low Def Media, out here on the trail with the little Canon V10. If you like this kind of content, hey, make sure to become a subscriber, and do me a favor, hit that notification bell and leave me a comment. We will see you in the next one.